Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 8th episode of the 2013 Trinity College Football Coaches Show. Unfortunately, this past weekend in Amherst, Massachusetts, the Bantams fell 17-16 to the Lord Jeffs of Amherst College, ending their hopes at consecutive NESCAC titles, or at least a split of the NESCAC title this season. That leaves one game, against Wesleyan at homecoming. The Cardinals are 7-0 this season and will win the NESCAC championship outright with a win on Jesse Miller Field. But the Bantams have a lot to play for, with their 51 consecutive home win streak on the line and a large, raucous homecoming crowd on hand to watch the Bantams go for 6-2.
All right, so we had a good Trinity crowd up at Amherst this past weekend, but for those that weren't here, we'll put some highlight films together for you to give you an idea of what happened. We played really, really well on defense in this game, one of the better games we've played this season. Amherst gives you some difficulties with their offense. They run a lot of the one-back read stuff, and they move their quarterback around a lot. So we were doing a lot of movement with our D-line, and then some read blitzing with our linebackers, which I can show you here. This is an example right here. Tom Szymanski, 51, our outside linebacker, is actually in coverage on this, but when he reads the sprint, he goes to pull up the sprint, does a great job playing off the cut block here, and puts some pressure on the quarterback. Tom played very well for us in this game. On this next play here, similar type of thing. They're going to run an outside zone play towards the field, and Tom, who's in coverage, reads the outside zone in the full flow, and he's going to come up on this play and what we call set an edge. Take on the offensive line and make sure the ball stays inside him. And then our two inside linebackers, our Sam linebacker, will scrape over the top and fit, and our backside linebacker and Mike Weatherby, our boundary outside linebacker, plays with great pursuit here. And we were able to hold Amherst, who I thought has a very good offensive line, to 56 yards rushing on 26 carries. A lot of that due to the play of our linebackers. So you're going to see here another read blitz by the linebackers. This is more of in a passing situation. They spread us out in four wides, and the linebackers are going to read the center here. As soon as the center slides in one direction, the linebacker that's away from the slide will become our blitzer. So in a sense, it looks like we're bringing pressure, but it's really just a four-man rush. This play was painful for us here because this is, we needed these turnover opportunities. This is a backwards pass that we actually recovered on the 7-yard line, Mike Weatherby, and the officials blew an inadvertent whistle. And instead of us having the ball here on the 8-yard line, Amherst got to keep the ball. So that was a tough break for us there. This was not necessarily a read blitz. This is just a flat-out blitz. We're bringing Tom off the edge here from the field. Does a really good job, again, of avoiding the cut block and puts some pressure on the quarterback. We got a couple of these situations here where we got pressure on the quarterback and forced them into an illegal throw. The officials called that one there. Similar type situation here, and that we showed you a couple blitzes from the field. Now we're bringing it from the boundary with our outside linebacker, Mike Weatherby, and Frank Leva, who's just getting healthy for us. An inside linebacker is in a read blitz situation here. He's going to read off of Mike. And if Mike ends up containing the play, he'll load up inside, which is what happens here. Really puts some good pressure on the quarterback and forces an errant throw. Two different inside linebackers on this clip. Kevin Martin, a freshman, and Rob Gow, our Sam 43, are both going to blitz through here and put some good pressure on the quarterback on the bootleg play. One that we almost got a good tip on the ball, got it loose from them. Unfortunately, they came up with that one too. But good pressure by the linebackers there. Here again, both inside linebackers, same guys, Rob Gow and Kevin Martin. This is actually a three-man pressure, three-man rush. And those guys read the sprint, and they both load very quickly. I thought our linebackers played very well in this game. Similar type thing here. We were talking before with the read on the center. Linebackers are reading the center here. As soon as the center pulls, Frank Leyva's going to shoot this A-gap and does a great job of beating the guard's block and creating a negative play. This is a big play down in the red zone here. This is Amherst was driving. They had the lead at this point, and Mike Weatherby, who's been playing very well for us this year, is actually on what we call a squeeze stunt here, where he's technically supposed to squeeze and tackle the back because the quarterback is reading him. This is a really good football play by Mike. His responsibility is to squeeze and tackle the back. He came off the field and said, "Coach, I know I was supposed to tackle the back, but I could see that the ball wasn't in the back's belly." And he actually comes off on the quarterback. And that was a big negative play for us right there. Kept them out of the end zone. They ended up kicking a field goal there. I think I've got one more defensive clip. Similar type of blitz that we showed before, bringing it from the boundary. Now with Weatherby crashing, Leyva will read off of him and become the contained player. And they both just fit really well on that. Junior Nate Sear has been playing very well for us here as a defensive end, does a good job getting off the ball against this outside zone play and creating a little bit of a pile. He ends up picking off one of the pullers. Offensively, we did some really good things in this game. We just couldn't sustain drives. We were very good from the 30 to the 30. We had 250 yards rushing. Both Bunker and Crick had over 100 yards. Our quarterback, Sonny Fuso, was a little bit shaky in the first half, but picked things up in the second half. Does a good job with the read play right here. Nice block by fullback Mike Budness. Good pull by Sonny. Big play. Like I said, we got the ball first and drove right down the field, and that happened to us a lot. We just couldn't finish off drives. Ben Crick had an outstanding game for us. Here he is running the outside zone to the left. Another good block by Mike Budness on the edge. And Ben's got that second gear, so if you can give him the edge, he's typically going to make something good happen. Good blocking by our receivers downfield. Here's more of an inside play off of the same type of formation. We're going to run an inside read play to Budness. Bunker does a really good job cutting off the backside linebacker. Sophomore tackle Matt Porter here does a good job of washing this defensive end, getting some movement on him, and Bunker hits the crease. Here we have Bunker and Crick both in the backfield. Seen a lot of that this year, and we're going to run a bootleg off of the kick play. This is one of the things that Sonny gives us. He does a great job of moving in the pocket. He's got a really strong arm. This is a very good throw to Chris Ragone on the flood route here on the sideline. That was a big first down for us. Keep the chains moving. Another big play here. We're in a 3rd and 9 situation with A.J. Jones, who's back healthy this week for the first time in a few weeks, is going to run this dig route in behind the linebacker. And Sonny steps up, throws a good ball as he's getting hit by the blitzing linebacker. Not great protection there, but a good job by the quarterback and the receiver. This was our, like I said, as the game went on, it was a 10-3 game for a long time. We were hanging in there defensively, but we weren't finishing things offensively. And then we get this play action pass. Amherst is going to roll to a 3 deep here. They're trying to zone pressure us and roll to a 3 deep, and we're going to send Chris Ragone down one seam and Mike Budness down the other seam. Mike gets the safety kind of attracted to him, and Sonny throws a real good throw on the line to Chris. The corner had actually come off of number 1 and squeezed Chris here. Chris did a nice job of hanging on to that throw, and that tied the game up, made it 10-10. Felt like we were back in it there. Unfortunately, Amherst got the ball back the very next drive, went 75 yards down the field, and we played so well defensively for 2 quarters, and we let them go right down the field on us there. So here we are back on the field offensively. It's now 17-10 Amherst, and we have Bunker and Crick both in the backfield again. Quick little play action here. We're going to run a dig by Ragone, try to get the safety to bite up on the dig, and then freshman Darian Myers is going to run a post in behind. And well executed by both receivers. Good protection on this play. And Sonny hits Darian Myers on the post. Should be a bright future for Trinity when you're talking about some of the freshmen that we've had on the field this year. There's a freshman quarterback to a freshman receiver and a big point in the fourth quarter of the Amherst game. We were able to finish that drive off and with a couple bunker and crick runs and score to make it 17-16. Unfortunately, we missed the extra point, and the game pretty much ended there. So, disappointing way to end. Two weeks in a row with a loss, totaling 4 points. And but we're looking forward to get back on the field and battling here at home against Wesleyan.
Thank you for joining us. Once again, we thank Coach Devanney for his time and his time every Sunday night. Join us next week as we break down the homecoming game and bid farewell on the 2013 season.